The people who come will be survivors. I'm so hungry.
They have canceled Cirque du Soleil at the Romo Fijo. That was in June. So they're canceling that quite a bit in advance. Of course, they canceled Dingus Day.
What a bummer.
Which is the day after Easter, traditionally, in Cleveland. That's going to be April
canceled?
13th. Dingus Day is canceled.
They're going to cancel Pride, man.
Easter's going to get canceled.
Can't cancel Easter.
Yeah, you can.
No.
Easter is resurrected every year, Bill.
It'll just come back 3 days later.
They have closed the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Museum to the public through the end of the month, at least. Cleveland Museum of Natural History is closed. Cleveland Children's Museum is closed until the beginning of April. The Botanical Gardens are closed until further notice. Akron Civic Theater is closed until further notice.
Man, these are a lot of good first date spots.
They have canceled Sesame Street Live. Speaking of good first
Right?
date spots.
I didn't realize you were going there.
All Catholics in Ohio are dispensed from the obligation of attending Sunday Mass by the Catholic bishops of Ohio. The Great Lakes Science Center is closed until further notice.
COVID-19 can cancel the Catholic Church, but child molestation can't?
Bill,
We
the
don't make
Lord
the
works
rules.
in mysterious ways,
Yeah,
right?
right?
I don't know what to tell you.
Alleged child molesting.
Not alleged. They paid billions of dollars. You're thinking of Michael Jackson. We're talking about the Catholic priests. Not alleged. So, yeah, a lot of things canceled, a lot of things postponed. Difficult to keep up with all of it. This is just a temporary setback, right? Imagine, and again, we've been talking about what an amazing year for shows 2020 was shaping up to be.
Oh my gosh, Rolling Stones.
Well, that's June. Like Rage
Yeah.
Against the Machine has canceled their initial dates, but they weren't coming here till July.
Yeah, so that should be okay.
Foo Fighters is in May, though.
Yeah. I could get moved around. Sonic Temple could get changed. There's a lot.
Gwen and I were going to go see Pussy Riot at Beachland the end of this month.
I was going to go see
I bet that's not going to happen.
Silver Sun Pickups at the Agora on the
Next
18th.
Wednesday.
Yeah, canceled.
What if
Bummed.
we just wake up next week and it's just like everything's gone?
Everything's
Like,
fine.
The world or...
No, like coronavirus, all the craze is gone. They're like, all right, we condensed this. Like it's just in this one spot. As long as anyone doesn't come into this danger zone, we're good, and everything's open again.
Well, then Bill will be able to go see Silver Sun Pickups.
That would be amazing.
And
That'd
be
I'll be
nice,
able to
yeah.
go to Pussy Riot.
And then I would be like, this was a hoax. I was like, this was full of crap.
Why? Just because something a hoax.
It's a hoax. Ain't nobody get
I
sick.
think people need to
Not that
school
it's-
themselves on what a hoax
I ain't
is.
seen not one person get sick.
Remember when you were dead? That was a hoax.
That was a hoax.
When you were dead.
Yeah, so anyway, there you go. Alex Jones follows the path of Jim Baker, who was just told by the New York Attorney General that he can no longer tell people that the crap he's selling will cure them of coronavirus. You would have thought that Alex Jones would have gotten the message. He did not. So they had to tell him too. You can't sell toothpaste and tell people that it cures the coronavirus.
That's a hoax.
You dummy. So listen, with all due respect, if you're someone who purchased some Alex Jones toothpaste, this is the same thing Jim Baker was foisting on people, this colloidal silver. Drink this, it'll kill the coronavirus in 2 days. And you figure that's a pretty good scam because at this point, most people don't even have it. By the models I'm seeing, they don't.
Yeah.
They might eventually, but they don't have it now. So somebody buys the silver crap or brushes their teeth with Alex Jones's nonsense, and they go, "Hey, I don't have any. This crap worked." And then down the road, they get something. So all these charlatans are trying to cash in.
It's real. It's
Never
real
let a crisis.
scumbag.
Never let a crisis go to waste.
It's a real scumbag move.
Playing off the panic, man. Fear. What sells better than fear? Sex, maybe? Fear of sex?
I think
Fear of
fear
sex,
sells better
yeah.
than sex.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fear
Alex
sells
Jones
a lot.
was selling super blue fluoride-free toothpaste because, fluoride turns the frogs gay. Is that what turned the frogs gay, fluoride?
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap. Gay. Frogs, friggin' frogs. It's not funny. I'm gonna say it real slow for you. Gay. Frogs.
Dude, it's
It
such
sounds
a
like he doesn't
whack
like
job.
frogs anyway.
It's really
And
good.
especially when they're gay.
I give him credit because he has to like be angry all the time. Like being angry on demand like that has to be like taxing on your body.
Well, you have to be angry when you're on camera or on the mic
Yes,
or
but
when
he's
you're in
not
front
just
of people.
angry. He's like irate, like raging, and I feel like his
Performance art. That's what he claimed it was in court.
Yoko Ono. I want him to go in the middle of a museum and start screaming at
He just goes to the museum. Gay frogs! Gay frogs! 1776!
men who like art are gay. Looking at that damn Mona Lisa. What are you, a queen?
1776.
All the museum you need.
He's got high blood pressure, right? Or just regular blood pressure?
hypertension.
Yeah,
Yes.
He has blood
I
pressure.
mean, he for sure has blood pressure.
Right.
His blood pressure's like
Is yours okay?
Poundcake's rubbing off. His blood pressure is up with his blood alcohol content.
Blood pleasure.
So this weekend, I think that Vin Diesel movie comes out, Bloodshot.
It
they're-
does?
I think so.
I haven't seen one. That's got to be pushback. I haven't seen one
See, but
commercial for it.
Oh, but he was doing interviews all week. He was on ESPN and he was on some of the late night shows. And I think it was supposed to come out this week. I don't know if they actually canceled it or moved it or if they're just going to go ahead. Because like, we'll probably make about as much money as we were going to
Wow,
make.
Are
March
movie theaters-
13th.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's showtimes. Valley
Wow.
View.
Yeah.
So they're still showing movies in theaters.
That's what I was
Like you can
thinking.
go to a movie theater.
My
and-
friend sent me a Snapchat. He was in one completely by himself last night at like 8 p.m.
I feel like now would be the perfect time to go see a movie.
Yeah.
And get some stuff in there. If you want to like do it in the movie
Are you
theater.
13? Are you hooking up at movie
But
theaters?
it's people who haven't ever haven't done it before.
I don't know if that's a bucket list thing.
It is a bucket
Bang
list
in a
thing,
movie theater?
especially when you have a bucket and you put a hole at the bottom of it. It is a bucket thing.
We can see Bloodshot, I can lose my virginity, and I can get coronavirus all at once.
It's
Sounds
a
like good
trifecta.
night.
Why wouldn't you? You
Leave
know?
it to Vin Diesel to ruin a good character. This movie, because it's got to stink, right? I mean, Vin Diesel has had an extraordinarily one-note career.
All right, for people that don't know, this movie he is like a like a cyber human.
Terminator.
When he gets like shot by things and like his body repairs itself, like Wolverine basically.
Terminator plus Deadpool.
But Wolverine, Deadpool.
In the late 80s, Valiant Comics was the
Yeah.
comic book
I'm trying to explain it
imprint.
all.
Yeah. And
But it's also you take what's it called? Memento.
Oh, he's leaving himself clues? So he's a tattooed Terminator who repairs his body. Mm-hmm. Does he wear a tutu like Ace Ventura?
No.
Well, then I'm out.
But one of the Marvel guys starts Valiant Comics in the 80s, and he's like, well, I need characters. So they basically just tweak existing characters.
Right.
And Bloodshot was an early Valiant character. Mm-hmm. And I remember reading the comics, and they were great. And then they were like, Vin Diesel's going to play Bloodshot. I'm like, Vin Diesel is a guy who should be great in those movies. But he's like a photocopy of The Rock that's been photocopied so many times that it's degraded over time. Like the Fast and the Furious stuff, you're like, okay, but anything else he's
all
ever
about
in,
family.
you're like, ugh.
That has to piss him off though, because he was on that franchise before The Rock was, and then The Rock's getting all the money.
Well, Vin Diesel's getting plenty of money. At this point, he probably owns a piece of the movies.
Yeah, I think he does.
Sure.
But-
So he's fine in those, but like he did those XXX movies that people kind of liked. And so on the surface, you go, yeah, Vin Diesel, of course, because The Rock's going to be Black Adam. Mm-hmm. So you're like, Vin Diesel should be a superhero in something.
Well, he's Groot.
He is Groot, but if they wanted him to play Groot, it'd be
Right.
ridiculous.
But it's what I find weird about it is it's got a very similar storyline to the movie Memento, and it also has the lead actor from Memento in it.
Guy Pearce?
Yeah,
Wow.
and so I'm just very.
Well, I had no idea
confused by
that
the
came
whole
out
thing.
today.
Yep.
Well, there you go.
Oh,
But,
that's
but that
today.
also like has to be one of those things where it's like, hey, are you guys gonna cancel my movie because people aren't gonna go see it? And they're like, nah,
You're gonna be
we're just gonna
alright."
put it out. We're not really. We didn't think people were gonna see it anyway, Vin. So
Yeah.
we're just gonna let people go. And also, you're gonna have the #1 movie because there's no competition whatsoever. Now it's gonna make $4 million, but You'll have the #1 movie.
And like when they initially announced they were going to make a Bloodshot movie, and this is how they can really go from one extreme to the other. They were initially going to cast Jared Leto. And so they go, well, we can't get Jared Leto. Let's get Vin Diesel.
They look the
He looks
same.
exactly like Jared Leto.
Yeah, they're just trying to get a star.
Yeah. So, well, there you go. That's out today.
Who would you have cast as Bloodshot?
Not Vin Diesel.
Jaleel White.
Absolutely. He'd kill a guy and go, did I do that?
What about Megan Fox?
Where's she been?
She's gonna do Bloodshot too.
Oh,
Bloodier shot.
A bloodier shot. Bloodshot numero dos.
2 blood, 2 shot.
Yeah. The Alan Cox Show After Hours line, by the way, you can call that anytime. If you listen to the podcast, don't listen to us live, you can use it. Or if something occurs to you later on, it is 216-986-8903.
Hey, Alan. I'm listening to yesterday's podcast, and, I've always thought Mary was funny, and then she said that it's possible that Cardi B stays home at night and reads, and now I think Mary's hilarious. Anyways, thank you.
Did I say that?
According to that guy, you did, and that's what you graduated from funny to hilarious.
Well,
Good job.
I'm just constantly hilarious. I can't remember all the funny things that I say.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's hard to keep track because I played the clip of Cardi B talking about the coronavirus, and I thought we need calm, level-headed people like Cardi B to inform the public on things like the coronavirus.
This coronavirus is about. I don't understand how that shit was from Wuhan, China. Now all of a sudden this is a motherfucking tour. And let me tell you something. I ain't gonna front. A bitch is scared. I'm a little scared, you know what I'm saying? Like, it got me panicking. And a lot of you motherfuckers think it's a joke, like I was thinking.
I can't handle it.
Right?
Anyway,
I
it's
cannot do it. I
yeah.
can't.
I already work with that. I don't need to hear it from somebody else. Nevertheless, I think you did say something like, wouldn't it be amazing if like she wasn't that way and at home she was just like she had
reading,
glasses
yeah.
on, quietly reading.
No
had a glass
nails.
of had a glass of Merlot,
for sure.
just enjoying herself. But according to that guy, that little throwaway comment graduated you in his mind.
Well, good. I'm
Always
glad.
thought you were funny. Now thinks you're hilarious. Here's
Thank
the
you.
trouble.
Thank you.
Harder to stay #1 than to get to #1, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know this only too well. So now you've got to maintain, in that guy's eyes and ears, you've got to maintain that level of hilarity lest you drop back into just being good and funny.
That's a lot of pressure, man.
And also, do you care?
We were just talking about a big meathead that's a movie star. Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
So,
Vin Diesel
imagine if he...
was Cardi B.
No, if he would just read books at night.
Oh, if he just okay. What if Vin Diesel?
What if Vin
Cardi
Diesel?
B?
What if? Oh no! What if Vin Diesel gets cast to play Ray Romano? In
Hey, it's my family! Your family's important. My car's so fast and furious.
Fast and
God.
Furious. That's right.
That's more Ray Romano playing Vin Diesel.
That's all right. I posted this on my Instagram, by the way, while we were doing our bar crawl last Saturday. It was Poundcake on the pole.
Oh yeah.
Our last stop of the night was the Barley House, and we were in the back room, and we were all having some fun. The evening had started with the St. Paddy's Day 5K. And then we did a little bar hopping with some of the RMG folks. And towards the end of the evening, and it was still early,
It's like
like
8
9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
And but Poundcake was already feeling himself, and he was on the pole. And if you haven't seen that video, it's on my Instagram, and it's worth, I think, a couple of views.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I couldn't help but think about Poundcake when I saw that pole dancing wants to be in the Olympics.
It's very
I'm all
athletic.
for this.
Yeah.
I'm all for this.
And there's got to be some... You always want a backup plan, right? Mm-hmm. And if showbiz doesn't work for him, pole dancing might.
I feel like that's an odd
Listen,
event to score.
And this is the perfect year to do it because the Olympics might not happen. I mean, they wouldn't get in right away, obviously. They would have to go through the IOC and all that stuff. But for the future, if you start practicing now, you could be on an Olympic pole dancing
I have
team.
a nice little pole in my basement. We can try this out.
Do you have a pole in your basement?
We have multiple poles in our basement.
There is
the upper body strength it takes,
I'm
though.
telling you, man, those girls are strong.
No, they're real strong.
The International Pole Sports Federation, or IPSF, is a real thing, and they're leading the campaign to eventually be recognized by the Olympics.
I've thought about taking one of those, like, there's fitness classes you can take that are an hour long, and it's like a cardio pole dancing class. I have a girlfriend who is, like, really into this. Oh, it's called something.
Pole position?
Stripper.
No, my pole acrobatics was
Pole acrobatics. It's a little clunky.
But that's not what it is. But it's a mixture of, like, you know, acrobatics and pole dancing and cardio.
Yeah.
And she was like, you should come do it. But I'm afraid I won't be good at it. It's like, you have to be so strong to do that kind of stuff, man.
Huh.
Like pure muscle.
Yeah.
You know, holding yourself out all sideways.
Well, there was a VFW hall in Ukrainian Village, but I completely misunderstood what they meant by pole dancing.
Now, will it be like a team sport where you have the girl dancing, but then you also need the people watching and throwing dollars?
That I didn't know about. I think it might be like what they're doing on late night TV now, just no audience.
No audience?
You just climb in the pole with no audience.
I feel like
Is
it's
there
better.
a song? Do you get to pick your own music?
I'm sure you could. Yeah. I mean, those gymnasts get to pick a song for their routine.
It's got to be like gymnastics. That's got to be the closest, as far as like in individual sport being scored.
Yeah.
Are they scored on technicalities? Her toes aren't pointed. -2.
Pole sports has been on observer status, which is the big organization that oversees sports and considers them for like Olympic,
Cheerleading
whatever.
in the Olympics?
No.
Do you think it should be, Mary?
The United Cheerleading Association has worlds, though. Suck it.
Imagine if pole dancing finally got the Olympics and then the most prominent person in it was like knocked out for a doping problem.
Oh, it's going to be like the most prominent people are going to be like the Magic City strippers in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Those girls are insane.
They
They'll
walk
do
on the ceiling.
Yeah, they'll go up on the ceiling and they'll do that like drop down and then catch themselves and they'll hold themselves up with their butt cheeks. They do crazy stuff.
I thought that was a fake video when I saw a girl. She just legit like was on the pole, flipped upside down, and just was walking on the ceiling, and people were just like trying to throw money at her. And
Dude, they're incredible.
More than 400 people from 45 countries, including Ukraine and Mexico, will compete in the 9th annual World Pole and Aerial Sports Championships in Switzerland. They might be neutral, but not about pole sports. So there you go. They're hoping to get themselves in the Olympics.
I'm all for it.
Now, granted, a lot of your more local classes, not exactly athletic level people doing it.
Well, you
but
don't know. How many pole dance classes have you been to?
I've seen, and I'm looking at some photos right now. Nevertheless.
You're not a pole acrobatic yourself?
Acrobatic. I like that.
Engaging in pulchritude.
Sounds like Mike Polchu's doing somersaults in a onesie.
Pole acrobatics.
A way they can get in is just all they gotta do is add a ribbon. Like just go on the pole and just have a ribbon attached to you, or just hold a ribbon as you're going up. It's like, all right, well, we're ribbon dancing on a pole.
Ribbon dancing.
Where's my pole ribbon? All right, I got a break. I'll tell you what is also giving me a great deal of comfort in that under 1 hour, the Bill Squire Friday Get Down.
I forgot.
So many things have been canceled or postponed. Not that. Life can't change in that drastic of a way. So we'll at least know when the weekend begins with the Bill Squire Friday Get Down. So let me break. You want to text 35192 or AlanCoxShow.com. Use the keyword virus.